Hey guys, it's Eitan. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're making my family's go-to busy weeknight meal, a quick Chana Masala with roti bread. My family and I love to eat Indian food. We love to eat at restaurants. We love to make it at home, but sometimes we just want a quick fix. So this is more of an Indian style dish. For example, we're using canned chickpeas and tomato paste, which are not the most traditional ingredients, but it's when you want that quick fix that will give you the same textures and flavors that you get with traditional Indian food. So to start over here, I have a traditional Indian pan on my stovetop, and we want to heat this up on a medium-high flame. To that, I'm going to add in some regular canola oil, vegetable oil, anything like that, flavorless oil into our pan. Now, we're doing a technique that's used a lot in Indian cooking, where we're actually going to toast some of our spices in our oil before we add in our onions. So right over here, I have some whole cumin seeds and whole mustard seeds. I'm going to add these into our pan. Now, you're gonna wanna mix these up, and they're gonna start releasing like just delicious aroma and even start popping a little bit. So we wanna quickly start chopping our onions. So I have an onion right over here and 2 cloves of garlic, which I'm gonna chop up. Now we're gonna go in straight with our onion and our garlic. And now we're gonna give that good mix up. There's nothing like just onions and garlic and spices sauteing in a pan. That is looking and smelling great. We're gonna let that cook for about 5 minutes until the onions and garlic caramelize around the edges, and then it's time to go in with more spices. All right, that is looking great. Our onions and garlic have started to caramelize. Now we're gonna go in with our spices. So right over here, I have some chili powder, turmeric, coriander, and cumin. These are all ground. These are what give this dish all of their delicious flavor. Now we're going with a little bit of chili powder. And again, if you like more spicy food, you can go in with more chili powder. If you like more mild food, you could do less. A little bit of coriander. And then finally, the turmeric. This is what gives the dish its beautiful color. So you want to give a generous amount of the turmeric. Now I'm going to mix this up for about a minute. You want to kind of toast the spices, similar to what we did before, but we're also going to toast these. So about a minute, 30 seconds. Now, while this is mixing, I wanted to let you know, if you don't have these spices on hand, you can actually also use curry powder. Now, I don't say that often because, believe it or not, curry powder is not an Indian food. I know, shocker. If you want me to do a YouTube video about that, comment below, let me know. It's not actually Indian. But for this dish, since it's an Indian style dish, you can use it. I won't tell anyone. All right, so our spices have toasted. And now to this, I'm gonna go in with some tomato paste, which is also going to give our Chana Masala more of a base and a sauce, as well as the beautiful color. Also, we're going to go in with some honey for a little bit of sweetness to balance out with the tomato paste and spices. And we're going to give that a nice mix up and cook this for, again, about a minute. This pan I'm making this Chana Masala in is actually from my neighbors who went to India to visit their family about a year ago, and they brought this back for me. And now whenever I make Indian food, I do it in this pan because I feel like it's from India, so it's got to have like some special thing with it. All right, that is looking great. And to this, we're gonna add in our canned chickpeas. So traditionally they use dried chickpeas that they soak overnight, but it's so much easier just to use canned. And this is a quick Chana Masala, so we're gonna go in there with some canned chickpeas. And now we wanna mix this through, really make sure that we're coating all the chickpeas in the tomato and onion mixture. All right, that is looking great. I'm gonna lower my flame, and now I'm gonna let this cook on a low flame for about 10 minutes. We're gonna heat up the chickpeas, kind of let the flavors marry together, and meanwhile, we're gonna make the roti bread. So right over here, I have finely ground whole wheat flour. Now, you can use all-purpose flour, but I think the whole wheat flour not only gives it its color, but also like a really great flavor. To this, I'm gonna add in a generous pinch of salt for some flavor. And we're gonna hit it in with just a little bit of oil. You don't wanna do too much, so just a little bit like that, about a teaspoon into there. And we're gonna get in there with our hands and kind of just mix that up to kind of evenly distribute the salt and the oil. All right, this looks great. Now I'm gonna add in the water. So in the recipe, I wrote about a cup of water, but it really depends on a lot of things, your flour, even the humidity outside. So you really wanna do it by feel, but it's gonna be about a cup. So you're gonna slowly add in some water, and we're gonna mix this up until it comes together into a soft ball of dough. Go in with some more, really by feel. I've made this roti bread probably now like dozens, if not hundreds of times. So I consider myself a roti master. So I've got the feel like down pat. All right, this has come together into a nice smooth dough. I'm gonna place it in my bowl and let this sit for about 5 minutes to relax, get softer, so that then we can roll it out into the roti flatbreads. Okay, it's been 10 minutes and our chickpeas are finished cooking. Now we're gonna add in some spinach. This is something that I've been adding because it adds in some nice color, plus it makes it even healthier, which is like bonus points. We're gonna chop this up just roughly. It's gonna wilt down a lot in the cooking process, so just a rough chop. And then straight into here. It might look like a lot, but it's gonna wilt down like crazy. Let this cook down now for about 1 minute, 30 seconds. That's all you really need to wilt it down. It's just gonna give some extra flavor and color to our dish. All right, so that has wilted down, and now we're gonna go in there with some heavy cream. This is personally what I think makes this chana masala just so delicious, because it adds like a lusciousness, creaminess to it, but you can go as light or as heavy with this as you'd like. So I'm gonna add in a generous amount of that into here. Now let's give that another mix up. Oh, it smells incredible. We're gonna let this cook now for about 5 minutes. It's gonna come together, the sauce is gonna thicken. Now it's time to roll out our roti bread. It's nice and chilled and soft, so we're gonna grab a nice chunk of that. Like that, place to the side. And over here I just have some more of the whole wheat flour. We're gonna dust off our surface. Now this is a technique you gotta get down. It won't always work on your first time, but once you do it, it is super fun and easy to do. This is something I like to do with my brother Yoni. It's not always easy to get him in the kitchen, but this is something that we love to do together. Flatten it out with your hand, and I have a rolling pin right over here. One important tip is you want to constantly be moving it because you don't want it to stick to your table. Roll, tilt like 90 degrees, roll again, and keep doing that until it's nice and thin. Also, another tip is you don't want to roll it off because that's going to give you really thin edges. You want to stay on top of it. All right, I'm done rolling this down. As you can see, it's nice and even throughout, super thin. And over here on my stovetop, I have a traditional Indian tava. You could use any type of griddle, but this my neighbors got me from India, and it just works super well. To this, I'm gonna add in some oil, just a touch. Spread that around. You could also make it in a dry griddle, but I like to add a little bit of oil or ghee because it just adds a little more flavor to the roti. And now we're gonna take it and go straight on there onto the griddle. As you can hear, you already have that sizzling going on. All right, that is great. Let's raise the flame. You wanna cook this on a really high flame, super quick. As you can see, you already have those bubbles forming, and that is how you know you did it right. Look at that. I'm gonna grab some tongs. I call these my roti tongs. All right, we're gonna cook that for about 30 seconds to a minute per side. Now you can see we have all those bubbles forming, so it's time to flip it over. Just like that. Oh, that looks incredible. You like the little burnt bits on top. It gives it like that nice flavor. Meanwhile, let's check on our chana masala that's right over here. I mean, look at that color. Oh, that looks incredible. So our roti and our chana masala are done, and now it is my favorite time. It is eating time. Right over here, I have my serving bowl. Let's spoon that delicious chana masala into here. Generous portion. Oh, this looks and smells incredible. Cannot wait to dig in. Just like that. Oh, that looks amazing. We're gonna add this into here. Then I have my finished roti bread. Look at that. Oh, I love those little brown bits. It just looks so good. We're gonna fold it up, add it into here. Then to this, I'm also gonna go in with some rice that I just prepared earlier. So there. A few lemon wedges to go along with that. And there you go. You have your homemade quick chana masala. All right, it is time to dig in. This is how you do it. You rip off a piece of the roti bread, spoon in some of the rice and the chana masala. That's how you do it. Fold it, and there you go. You have the ultimate just pocket of deliciousness. It is now time to dig in. That is seriously one of my all-time favorite dishes. You have the roti bread. That's just the perfect thing to soak up that chana masala sauce. The chickpeas are so warm, comforting. You have all the spices. With the rice, it just comes together into one amazing Indian dish that takes no time to make. This is gonna be your new go-to busy weeknight meal. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want the recipe, it is in the description box below. Also, if you haven't already, be sure to give this video a like and hit that subscribe button for more awesome videos. All right, I'm gonna go eat some more roti with chana masala.